Happy Spookies, everybody. I hope you're all doing well, having a most excellent day. And today we're going to go ahead and talk about 5 free found footage movies that are streaming on Tubi right now. So since these are going to be recommendations, I'm going to do my absolute best not to give any major spoilers for each of these movies. Okay, so the first movie I want to go ahead and talk about is this awesome movie called Be My Cat, a Film for Anne, directed by Adrian Tofei. And it's all about this Romanian dude. He's an aspiring filmmaker and he's absolutely just obsessed with Anne Hathaway. It's like just, insane. And he wants to make a movie with her. And he has this idea, this concept in his head that he just needs to be able to present it to her. But in order for that, she needs to come to his country.
Hello, Anne. My name is Adrian. I'm from Romania, and I want to make a movie with you. I saw you in Dark Knight Rises, and you're my actors. This is a film I'm making right now.
And to convince her, he hires 3 Romanian actresses, and he's gonna go ahead and film some scenes with them. But things get really disturbing and violent as the movie progresses, okay? The way I like to describe this movie when people ask me about it or I talk about it, it's the Romanian Creep. If y'all seen Creep, which is just a masterpiece in the found footage genre in my opinion, and the movie feels very immersive, like it feels like this is legit happening. The dude gives off some of the creepiest vibes. I also love his laugh in the movie. I remember watching this with my girlfriend and it's one of those like when you hate it. It's like hate love. Every time it comes on you like cringe, but it's not like bad. And a lot of that movie is due to Adrian's acting in this movie. The way he portrays this character, just obsessed with Anne Hathaway, is so creepy, dude. The lengths that he goes to like just make these videos for her too is fucking wild. Also, there's a really neat dance scene in this movie. So the next movie I want to talk about, I've actually reviewed when I used to do reviews over for Found Footage Critic. I'm not sure if the review's still up, possibly. I want to go ahead and recommend Followed, which came out in 2020, directed by Antoine Lee.
Many people don't know this, but real-life serial killer. In 1913, right here is the dumpster where David almost would dump his dismembered body. Shut up, Michael! I just had an incredible phone call. They just told me that if I can get 50,000 subscribers by the end of Halloween weekend, okay, that's a hedge. Okay, it's in a hotel that the unenlightened claim is mildly haunted. You know, absolutely thrilled.
When I see people bring it up, it gets shit on for some reason. I don't know. I think it's actually well thought movie. It's a lot of fucking heart went into it, and it's not one of these movies where people are like, oh yeah, let's just grab a camera and let's make a found footage movie. No, it's a good story. It's like I said, it's a lot of thought into the plot.
Security cam's here, spy cam, set up with a button.
We are now entering the first layer of Dante's Inferno.
From here on out, we're rolling 24/7. We bring into it psychologically better side. Guys? No, we're not in Kansas anymore. You guys know about the elevator ritual, right? You enter the elevator on the first floor.
I think the major complaint from this movie is the main guy. He can be incredibly off-putting at times and annoying, but that is because he's based off of like annoying as like real life vloggers, He's meant to come off this way, and as the movie progresses, you end up somewhat feeling for the dude. So he's a vlogger, and he ends up landing a sponsorship for his YouTube channel for him and his crew to stay at the Cecil Hotel, which in the movie it's renamed, but if they act, like the infamous hotel, I think American Horror Story did a thing on it. A lot of movies did it. It had like the guy that built it was fucking insane or some shit back in the 1900s. Infamous hotel off of Skid Row. So yeah, he earns this sponsorship, but he has to like stay at this hotel, and when he's there, he ends up discovering, I don't want to beat around the bush, ghosts. Like I said though, there's a lot more to this story. It's actually well thought out. There's a good backstory and stuff. A lot of things tie in. I don't want to give too much away. Also, there's a really neat scene where like this ghost in the hallway. I don't want to give too much away about this scene, but just keep a lookout for it. It's in like the hallway turns red, and just you're gonna see like a shadowy figure down the hallway. It's a really neat scene, and I enjoy the way the movie is actually told. If you pay enough attention, you see that it's actually told off a computer screen. Like everything we're watching is somebody just clicking links and videos like off of YouTube or something of this dude. But a lot of people kind of forget that it's at the very beginning of the movie. I've actually reviewed this movie. I've reviewed all 3 of the movies. I'm excited for the next addition to this series. Let's talk about Hell House, directed by Stephen Cognetti in 2016. And this is a story about a documentary crew trying to investigate what happened. I don't remember how many years ago, this one Halloween night where this group of friends that rent out a building or space and turn it into a haunt. One night at this place, the very opening night actually, fucking insane like massacre took place or some shit. Like 15 people died, and there's like no real like video footage of what happened. A lot of cops, the city's not talking about it. It's kind of like hush hush. So we have this documentary crew trying to investigate, see what's going on. Without a doubt, this is a fucking staple in the found footage genre. I don't care, I will die on this hill. This is definitely a freaking movie that if you're into found footage, I think you should definitely check out. Also, if you hate clowns, get ready, because this has some of the creepiest freaking clown scenes I've ever seen.
Tony. Whoa, shit, dude. What's up, man? What are you looking at? Holy fuck.
This one also throws in a like mockumentary side to it, because the movie starts off for like we're watching a documentary, so to speak, and it's not until like 15 or so minutes until the movie actually kicks off. But then everything ties back into the beginning of the documentary crew, so it's pretty cool. And then everything we see about after 15 minutes is the story of this group of friends who again rented out this building for a haunt, to turn it into a haunt, and it's fucking haunted. All right, let's talk about Gungan Haunted Asylum. Directed by Jung Bong-shik. I probably said that wrong. This came out in, I think, 2018. And this is I don't know, I can't remember what country it's from. It's possibly Korean. I am so sorry if I got that wrong. I don't have many notes in front of me, just like the name of the director and the title and just a few things. So again, if that's not where this movie is from, but yeah, this is basically like a foreign version of Grave Encounters.
고프로는 두 사람당 한 대씩 찍었다 이거예요.
It's all about this dude. He has like this online series called like Horror Times or something, and he like goes to like these places, and he ends up like hiring a group of people, some of them influencers, some of them just like at random or whatever, to come with him and make a live stream at the Gungan Haunted Asylum. They're trying to hit 1 million views, and if they can do that, they're gonna rack in so much money in just ad alone. But of course, like, you know, if you watch Grave Encounters, it's what happens when people go to a haunted house in a movie. It's fucking haunted. This movie really shines in the second half. I really like the first half though, because you get to know these characters, and they're not too, like, you don't get to know them like in depth, but it's really cool seeing them hang out and get to know each other, like when they first meet at this bar and they're just like hanging out all night. But then, like I said, this movie really shines in the second half of the movie, because it's all about this dude, and he ends up being greedy, trying to make this horror series online by sending these people into a freaking haunted asylum while he sits back. And there, like I said, the second half has some really creepy images. Watch this late at night. I guarantee you it'll freak you out. And the last movie I want to go ahead and recommend to you all is Possession of Michael Keaton.
So last night I posted an ad. Documentary filmmaker seeks proof of the supernatural. So why do people always summon demons, never angels? And these demons, is there any proof that they're real? What makes you think there's not? I haven't seen any. You haven't been allowed to. This is a bad idea. How do you hear him? You don't answer. Because if you do, he will know.
Came out in 2014. Now I say it like that because this is a movie that I don't see get brought up too often in like, you know, like horror chats, horror community talks, things like that. In found footage groups, it does get brought up, but like in a general like horror group or something like that off of Reddit or something, not too many people talk about this one. It's a really neat movie and a little emotional, but it's all about this family, and this dude ends up losing his wife, and afterwards he is so determined to disprove the existence of like the paranormal and stuff. I don't want to get to the reason why. I feel like that would be a spoiler, but he goes at lengths. So what he does is like he performs like, you know, rituals, things like that on himself. He gets help to perform rituals, like by summoning demons. Anything he can do, he's looking for like the blackest of black arts, and he's trying to just disprove it. And I know I sound like a broken record, but what happens in the movies when you go seeking evil, it fucking bites you in the butt.
Then it felt like something just jumped up and bit me.
Emotional movie in my opinion, because a lot of it is about this dude and his daughter still, because the mom is gone and his daughter's still around, and it's just It's a little heartbreaking at some points near the second half of the movie. Interesting concept of the movie, though. I really enjoyed it, and I definitely think it's worth checking out if you're into found footage. All right, with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and shut up. I talk way too much. I ramble sometimes. I digress. But let me know in the comments how you've been, if you've seen any of these movies, and if you have, what did you think of some of them? Happy spookies.